Today, the third in a trilogy that no one asked for. Today on the brown table, we finish our dive into the depths of the gummy candy section at my local Five Below with a third in the trilogy that I deeply regret at this point, and you probably weren't even expecting there to be more weird, bizarre gummy things, but here we are. So, from Frankfurt again, a common offender on this series, we have some Oscar Mayer, however you want to pronounce it, Gummy Hot Dogs. And then from Raindrops, we have a Gummy Taco soft gummy mix. Now, based on my last video, which if you haven't seen, I'll post the link right there. The thing from Raindrops, who made this Gummy Taco, was much better than the Frankfurt produced gummy candy. So I think I'm going to save the Gummy Taco for last today. And we're going to try the Gummy Hot Dogs first. So let me get this out of the way here. So this is from Frankfurt again. They seem to really enjoy making bizarre gummy candies that probably should not exist. And who knows, maybe that will be the title of this series. We have Gummy Hot Dogs. They're artificially flavored. I certainly hope so. Nutritional facts: 1 piece per serving, 5 servings a container. So that's much easier to partition than their previous escapades. 80 calories. Nothing really that significant when it comes to, amounts per servings or nutrition, anything like that. Can we get any sort of idea what this is going to taste like? The answer is no. We just see that it tastes like artificial flavors. It does have bioengineered food ingredients, not that that really matters. It is a choking hazard because, look at these things. And of course, the Oscar Mayer trademark is licensed. Frankfurt, they clearly have some kind of unholy alliance with Kraft. And either way, again, this is something I strongly suspect should not exist. If you give this to a kid when they come to your door trick-or-treating, you might get arrested. All right, let's go ahead and get this open here. I'm just gonna rip. Now, before we get this open all the way, let's take a look. Texture-wise, there are some concerning pockmarks on this one, but it's probably the closest you're gonna get to a hot dog cut in half in gummy form. I don't know if any of you have ever cut a hot dog in half. I would say this is pretty close to what that would look like. And I guess I have to try this now. All right, let's get these open. Well, I just realized they have an easy tear section here, so let's do that. All right. Okay, now that I've got the trash out of the way, there is a very intense gummy smell that emanates from the packaging. And if we take a look at the back here, besides the concerning looking pock marks on this one, it does kind of look like what you would get if you cut a hot dog in half. So you got to give them some credit for that. Whatever little credit you want to give them, I totally get it. But at least they got something right. The front here, it's a bit more concerning in my opinion. These are very bright orange. In general, hot dogs have a bit more of a dull color, so I would not say that these are pretty accurate. And as I stated before, it does look a little lewd. So let's go ahead and get this protective top off here. As I do that, some of them have stuck to the top of the case here, so let's get that out of the way. Now they are very slimy to the touch, as you would imagine, as any gummy candy is. Malleable, stretchy. It has a, as you can see, very intense sheen to it. Let's take a bite here. Okay. Well, certainly not hot dog flavored, so that's obviously a good thing. Not as offensive as any of the other Frankfurt treats that I've had. Can't believe I'm going to say this. This actually tastes pretty good. Just a very faint strawberry taste to it. Mouth feels a bit bizarre because they're so thick, so it's really weird to be chewing through a really thick gummy candy like that, but sorry, gotta work my way through its massive thickness here. Gotta say, very pleasantly surprised. It does just taste like strawberry gummy candies, and I like that. I'm definitely a fan of the artificial strawberry. So this has turned out to be a very pleasant taste adventure, let's say. Though I don't know if I would buy these again. They were, I believe, $5 at the Five Below store. So I'm going to give these a mid-tier rating. I would probably not buy these again, but much like before, if you're looking for something to start a conversation or a gag gift, or maybe you know someone who's really into hot dogs, I don't know, you could certainly buy worse gifts indeed. As a regular candy to snack on, definitely not, but very pleasant taste, not as weird as some of the other Frankfurt candies that I've tried. So this is probably the best one, and we are going to end this on a very high note. At least the Frankfurt adventure for now ends on a high note. I'm very happy about that. All right, let's move on to the Gummy Taco. So this is from Raindrops. They want us to enjoy the adventure, and this is from the same people who made that gummy noodle Chinese takeout box last week. So I am expecting some decent things from this, since that actually tasted pretty good. So this is a Gummy Taco. It's a soft gummy mix. On the back, there's nothing really, there's some serving sizes, about four servings a bag, but they don't really explain how you can portion that out. There's no there's no guide on what kind of candy we see in here, but I will say disappointingly, or maybe I shouldn't say I will say disappointingly, but maybe I shouldn't say disappointingly. Maybe it's a good thing that this outer shell is clearly cardboard and not some weird gummy concoction. So let's pop this open here. And it comes wrapped in more plastic, so that's minus marks for environmental damage there, but it is a neat little package for what it's worth. So you can see we got some gummy strings, a variety of, or an assortment of gummy candy there, and to be fair, the cardboard taco decal or design or whatever actually looks like a hard shell taco. So let's get a plate out here. Oop, sorry about that, just whacked one of my lights with the plate. Hopefully that's not too bad. All right, so let's tear into this. So I immediately get a smell of gummy candy, which should not be surprising, I guess. And as we peel the sides here, ooh, a very pleasant surprise. I must say I like the look of this. So the inside, super shiny, super golden. You can kind of see the imprint of the candy on there, which I find quite amusing. Let's get this out of the way, and let's take a look at the candy that we have. So we have, these are supposed to be tomatoes. Cool. I'm assuming these are meant to be pickles of some kind. Sure, I guess you can put pickles in a taco, although let's be real, that usually no. You got some string gummy candy, which, if this is the same as the ones that were in the noodle, were not great. Some concerningly purple tomatoes, although I do know that purple tomatoes exist, so maybe we shouldn't judge them too harshly on that. And then the things that definitely would not be in a taco, like the gummy bears. What I can only assume are some raspberry gummy candy drop things. And that seems to be it. So let's start with what we've tried before. I'm assuming these are the same kind of strings as were in the noodle gummy pack that we tried before. Well, they do have a more pronounced taste. Maybe that one batch that I had last time was just a bit old. This tastes kind of lemony, has a citrus flavor to it. I did enjoy that. Let's try this. Yep, as you would guess from looking at it, it does have a nice strawberry flavor, so that's pretty good. Maybe the batch of noodles I had last week were just kind of old or stale. Who knows? Let's try a green tomato. Now, in general, I am a fan of green tomatoes, though I'm not as, I'm not anticipating this to taste like an actual tomato. Very tough gummy. Vague green apple hints coming through. Certainly not a strong flavor. Let's move on to the purple tomato. Now, I've had a few purple tomatoes in my time. Usually you might find an heirloom tomato in that color, but let's be real, you're probably not putting that on a taco. And this definitely doesn't look like a radish, so yeah. Again, these are quite hard, both of them. So that has a strawberry flavor to it. Not bad at all. Probably not what I would be expecting from that color, but I do enjoy it. Let's move on to the pickles. I'm assuming these are supposed to be pickles. I'm curious what this white bottom bit is. You can see it on the gummy bears here as well. Will be interesting to see. A lot of chewing in this episode. My apologies. So there's definitely a green apple taste to it. But there is another taste that I'm really not sure how to quantify. It really makes it a bit off-putting, if I can be honest with you. The green part clearly has a green apple to it, but this part is throwing me off. I'm really not sure on that. I might have to come back to that later and try it. Let's move on to the gummy bears. As we all know, an essential part of any good taco. Again, they do have the weird white quarter or half or whatever you want to call it. Disappointingly, very little flavor. You do get a bit of a strawberry hint. But again, whatever this white stuff is, it's really messing with the flavor. Can I sort of separate it? I guess a little bit came off. It's really hard to tell what that's supposed to be. I don't think it's like milk or anything gross like that. I really don't know. It's not like a citrusy flavor. You know, it would make sense if it was like a strawberry top, lemon bottom. That could be good. But you really don't get anything like that at all. It almost just takes away from the main flavor of the object. So definitely has strawberry flavor to it, but the bottom part seems to take away from it. Let's give the pickles one more try. I guess they could be jalapenos now that I think about it. Well, truly bizarre. I really couldn't tell you what that bottom part is supposed to be. It really just takes away from the better top flavor, whatever it may be. And purposely saved for last because I assume these will just taste like raspberries or perhaps strawberries. Let's see how it goes. Very pleasant raspberry flavor. Not overpowering. Nice sweetness, mild tartness. Tastes like you would get like a Kool-Aid or, you know, like a, I mean, I know there's no raspberry tang, but this is what that would taste like. I actually really like that raspberry one. Very, very nice flavor. Just a good solid raspberry gummy. Overall, I do think the Chinese takeout noodle box was better than the taco, but this is not bad at all. Again, it would work well as a gag gift, or if you need something to fill a stocking for Christmas, you know, you help Santa out, something like that. So a bit inconclusive on this one. I would rate these really good. These are pretty decent. These are questionable, so I'm going to give it a mid-tier as well. I think this was $3.99 from the Five Below store, so not as pricey as some of the other things, but definitely not as good, so we're going to give it a mid-tier as well. So comment down below. Let me know, what do you think? Would you rather have a gummy hot dog or a gummy taco? I promise I tried to make that as safe for work as possible. No matter how hard I try, it does sound a little NSFW. Please like and subscribe. It really does help us out. And thank you for dining with us today at the Brown Table.